A seat worth fighting for. The sun dipped low over Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, casting a golden glow across the sleek Silver Sky Airlines terminal. Evelyn Harper stood alone, her tailored suit drenched in champagne, as a stunned crowd of airline employees shuffled past her, clutching termination papers. Just hours ago, she'd been the celebrated CEO of Pinnacle Solutions, a tech empire worth billions. Now, she was at the center of a corporate firestorm that would reshape an industry. This wasn't just about a seat in a VIP lounge, it was about dignity, power, and the cost of injustice. What happened in the next 60 seconds would spark a reckoning no one saw coming. Evelyn Harper, at 52, had built Pinnacle Solutions from a single laptop in a cramped Decatur apartment into a $4 billion cybersecurity powerhouse. Raised in a working-class neighborhood, she'd clawed her way through Harvard and Wharton, navigating rooms where she was often the only black woman. Her grandmother's words echoed in her mind. "You've got to be twice as good to get half as far." Today, she was headed to San Francisco to seal a $900 million deal, the biggest in Pinnacle's history. But as she stepped into the Silver Sky VIP lounge, she had no idea her resolve would be tested in ways she'd never imagined. The lounge was a sanctuary of luxury marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and floor-to-ceiling windows framing planes gliding across the tarmac. Evelyn, a platinum member, approached the reception desk, her heels clicking confidently. "Evelyn Harper, San Francisco Flight 319, she said, sliding her membership card to the receptionist, a young man named Todd. His eyes flickered over her, pausing just long enough to betray doubt before he tapped at his keyboard with exaggerated care. "Everything checks out, Miss Harper," he said, his tone laced with surprise. Evelyn was used to this, the subtle hesitation, the unspoken question of whether she belonged. She chose a prime seat by the window, perfect for reviewing her presentation. As she sipped sparkling water, a commotion at the entrance broke her focus. A tall, silver-haired man in a pinstripe suit was gesturing animatedly at Todd. Even from across the room, Evelyn recognized James Caldwell, CEO of rival Caldwell Tech, her competitor for the San Francisco deal. His voice boomed. "What do you mean it's taken? That's my seat. I always sit there." Todd nodded eagerly, his demeanor shifting from cool appraisal to fawning deference. Moments later, the lounge manager, Greg, approached Evelyn, his expression a mix of discomfort and determination. "Ms. Harper, there's been a misunderstanding," he began. "This seat is typically reserved for our longest-standing platinum members." Evelyn closed her tablet deliberately. "I'm a platinum member," she replied, producing her card again. "And I wasn't aware seats were assigned by seniority." Greg's smile tightened. "It's a courtesy we extend to valued customers like Mr. Caldwell, who's been with us for 20 years. Evelyn's pulse quickened, but her voice remained steady. "I've been a member for 10 years, and there are plenty of other seats. Why am I being asked to move?" Greg leaned in, lowering his voice. "Please, Ms. Harper, the eastern section is lovely this time of day." The implication was clear: comply or face escalation. James Caldwell loomed behind Greg, arms crossed, his face a mask of entitlement. "Look, I don't know who you are," he snapped, "but that's my seat. I prepare for my deals there." Evelyn stood, her 5 feet 8 inches frame commanding despite Caldwell's height. "Mr. Caldwell, I know exactly who you are," she said evenly. "But this lounge isn't your personal office. I arrived first, and I'm staying." Caldwell's face reddened. "Is this how you treat loyal customers?" he barked at Greg. "Letting random people take their seats?" The word random hung heavy, loaded with implication. Greg's expression hardened. "Ms. Harper, I'm asking you to move as a courtesy." Evelyn pulled out her phone. "This is discrimination, and I'm recording it. I suggest you reconsider." Panic flashed across Greg's face, but he doubled down, pulling out a radio. "Security to the VIP lounge. We have a situation." 2 security officers, Mike and Brian, arrived swiftly. Mike, the taller one, squared his shoulders, his hand hovering near his taser. "Ma'am, we need your credentials," he demanded. Ignoring the platinum card Evelyn held out, she handed over her boarding pass, which Brian scrutinized as if searching for fraud. "How did you get this membership?" Brian asked, his tone accusing. "The same way everyone else does," Evelyn replied. "I fly for business and earned it." Greg interjected, "She's refusing to relocate, causing a disturbance." Mike's eyes narrowed. "Ma'am, lower your voice and comply, or we'll escort you out." Evelyn, still recording, replied, I'm speaking normally, and I'm documenting discrimination. At that moment, a new figure entered, an older man with a Silver Sky executive pin, introduced as Roger, the airport manager. Without asking for Evelyn's side, he said, Ma'am, we have expectations for behavior in our lounges. You're upsetting our VIPs. Evelyn pressed the speaker button on her phone. Marcus, it's Evelyn. I need you now. I'm being discriminated against in the Silver Sky Lounge. Marcus Tate, Pinnacle's chief legal counsel, came on the line. Who am I speaking to? Roger identified himself, insisting there's no discrimination. She's refusing to follow instructions. Marcus's voice was ice cold. Is there a policy assigning seats by membership length? Has Ms. Harper violated any terms? Roger stammered. Not technically, but... Then forcibly removing her would be clear discrimination, Marcus cut in. I advise you to reconsider, or we'll pursue legal action against Silver Sky, the airport authority, and you personally. Roger's face flushed with anger. Remove her, he ordered Mike and Brian. As Mike stepped forward, he accidentally knocked over Evelyn's champagne glass, soaking her suit. Oops, he said with a smirk. The officers grabbed her arms, marching her through the lounge as patrons watched in stunned silence. Caldwell settled into her seat, raising his scotch in a mocking toast. Outside the terminal, Mike released her. Wait in the general area, he sneered. You're lucky we're not banning you. Alone, champagne dripping from her ruined suit, Evelyn texted her team, emergency video call now. Silver Sky just made a fatal mistake. In a terminal restroom, Evelyn changed into a spare black silk blouse, her hands trembling with controlled fury. She'd faced discrimination before, security tailing her in stores, colleagues dismissing her ideas, but this was different. This was public, deliberate, and aimed at undermining her before a career-defining deal. As her executive team joined the video call, their faces reflected shock and anger. They physically removed you? Asked Vanessa Reed, VP of Finance. On what grounds? On the grounds that I'm a black woman in a white man's seat, Evelyn replied. Marcus revealed a bombshell. Pinnacle owned 30% of Silver Sky stock through a holding company. They don't know who they're dealing with, he said. Evelyn's eyes gleamed. Here's the plan. Marcus, call an emergency shareholder meeting. Vanessa, assess Silver Sky's vulnerabilities and our share options. Derek, find me a private room and contact Senator Diane Mitchell. She's on the Transportation Committee and needs this evidence. As Evelyn prepared to board her flight, social media exploded. Videos of her removal, captured by lounge patrons, went viral, with Boycott Silver Sky trending nationally. At the gate, the agent nervously upgraded her to a premium suite, stammering apologies. The inconvenience of being assaulted because of my race? Evelyn asked coolly. The agent paled, unable to respond. Aboard the plane, Senator Mitchell called. Evelyn, this footage is dynamite. I can announce hearings by tomorrow. Are you sure you want to push this while closing your deal? Evelyn's resolve was ironclad. The time for waiting is over. The time is now. As the plane took off, Marcus texted, shareholder meeting set for tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CEO Robert Langley recalled from vacation. Stock down 5%. In San Francisco, Evelyn stepped into a media frenzy. Reporters shouted, Will you sue Silver Sky? She paused, composed. I'm here for a business meeting. What happened reflects a systemic issue. My focus is Pinnacle's innovations. At the tech conference, her presentation dazzled, showcasing Pinnacle's AI security system. The lead executive, Thomas Nakamura, praised her poise. Your dignity under pressure speaks volumes, Ms. Harper. Her competitor, Caldwell, faltered, his presentation rescheduled amid backlash over his lounge behavior. By evening, Nakamura confirmed Pinnacle's $900 million contract, a triumph sealed by Evelyn's resilience. Meanwhile, Silver Sky unraveled. Their stock plummeted 15% as boycott calls grew. The board voted to oust CEO Langley, fire Roger and Greg, and suspend Mike and Brian. Todd received a warning but kept his job. Evelyn, now controlling 35% of shares, demanded more, a complete overhaul of discrimination policies and the appointment of Angela Brooks, a black aviation veteran, as CEO. Back in Atlanta, Evelyn addressed Silver Sky's board in their towering headquarters. Armed with a report detailing 50 discrimination complaints, she exposed a culture of unchecked bias. Facing the perpetrators Roger, Greg, Mike, Brian, and Todd, she asked pointed questions. Did you verify Caldwell's status before moving me? Greg admitted he hadn't. Was the champagne spill accidental? Mike's silence was damning. Todd confessed, I questioned your card because Black women Platinum members are rare. Evelyn's proposals passed overwhelmingly. Termination of all involved, mandatory anti-bias training, and Angela Brooks as CEO. She offered the fired employees a rehabilitation program training and community service for a chance at reinstatement. Greg and Todd enrolled, showing remorse. Mike joined later, desperate. Roger remained defiant, fading into obscurity. 6 months later, Evelyn accepted the Corporate Accountability Award in Chicago. Silver Sky, under Brooks, had adopted the Harper standards, transforming its culture. The airline stock soared, and 3 competitors followed suit. Pinnacle's deal expanded to $1.2 billion, while Caldwell's company collapsed amid scandal. Evelyn's story inspired countless others, including a young girl, Maya, who approached her in the revamped Silver Sky Lounge. I want to be a CEO like you, Maya said. Evelyn smiled. The world needs you, Maya. Never let anyone tell you where you belong. As Evelyn boarded her next flight, she reflected on the ripple effects. One seat had sparked a movement. One refusal had changed an industry. The fight wasn't over, but the rules had shifted because she'd stood firm. What would you do if faced with injustice like Evelyn's? Should those who discriminate get a second chance, or are consequences enough? Share your thoughts in the comments, especially on how we address violence and unfairness in our world. Take a stand, and let's keep this conversation going.